So you want to go out and knock some doors. You want to go out and tell people about Jesus. And you go out in the public. You see people walking by. You know what you could do? You can give them Bible pamphlets, Bible scriptures. You can print out some material, some cards with your name and a number on there and your email. And if you assemble, you can, on the back of the card, put the location where you assemble, the times where you assemble. And really, I guess what individuals don't know how to do is start the conversation, because once you start the conversation, if you know a little bit about anything, well, you know enough. And so Jesus said to go out, make disciples of all nations. And if you're not doing that, you need to start doing that. And so this is a video to instruct you, to motivate you, to encourage you to do it, to go out, to talk with people, talk with them in public, knock doors. And one thing that you have to do is overcome your nervousness. And you have to understand, you're going to get nervous. You're going to get nervous your first time knocking doors. If you knock doors this weekend, next weekend, guess what? You're going to get nervous. You're going to wake up. You might not want to do it. You might be excited the night before, getting ready for it, all excited, all pumped up. And the next day, guess what? You could make up an excuse and say, well, and then you can put it off, and then you don't end up doing it. And the further you get behind, it's going to be harder for you to get that motivation again. And so you want to make a habit out of it, a habit out of going out into public and talking with individuals, a habit of going and knocking on people's doors and talking with them and asking them if they have a minute to talk about the Bible. And so I have a few different approaches. One of the ones which I'd like to share. Now, first off, I want to say this. If you're going to be going out and you're going to be talking with people about Jesus, that he died, he was buried, and he rose again, and then you're going to tell them to invite Jesus into their heart, and then they might say a prayer, you're going to encourage them to do that, well, you might as well not go out. Don't do that. If that's what you're doing, this video is not for you, because it's not going to instruct you to do that. The Bible doesn't instruct you to do that. What you need to be doing is going out and telling people Jesus died for their sins, he rose for their forgiveness, and they need to be baptized to become members of the Church of Christ. There's only one church. Now, obviously, I'm going to have some different tips and strategies for you to start the conversation, but you just have to know that if you're going out there and teaching people they don't need to be baptized and that they can be saved and forgiven before they're baptized, this video is not for you. Do not use this, right? Do not become motivated and encouraged by me to go out there and tell individuals that they can be forgiven before being baptized, and then they can join the church of their choice, a church that you cannot find the name in the scriptures. Don't do that. So what you want to do is overcome the nervousness. That's the first thing. To be minded, to have a heart to share the gospel with individuals in the community. And just think how glad you were when someone shared the gospel with you. Well, guess what? They overcame their nervousness, and you're going to have to overcome yours too. And just think about how much sooner you would have loved to hear the gospel. You have to become motivated to tell people the gospel and think, I wish that somebody would have told me sooner. And you have to realize not everybody's going to be interested. That's okay. That's not up to you. You don't have any control over that. If they're not interested, if they don't want to talk, that's not anything on you. That's on them. God tells us in order to find the truth, we have to be searching for it. And if you have the truth and a person doesn't accept it, guess what? They're just not searching for it. Now, the good news about having pamphlets, Bible tracts, a business card with your name and number and email on there, or the location where you assemble, the benefit of that is if they change their mind, they can reach out to you. We live in a day and age in which everybody can get a phone. People on food stamps and Medi-Cal, who you would consider the less fortunate, guess what? They can get free phones. Everybody has access in America to a phone. And so giving a card with your name and number at the very least, and telling somebody, hey, I'd like to have a Bible study with you, and my information's on here. That is one of the best things that you could do. Now, the thing is you want to make sure that you are passing out a flyer, a paper, some type of material that when they open up the door that you can give to them to actually start the conversation. Now, you don't need paper to start the conversation, but it's good to leave something with them so that way they can become educated, they can train their senses, they can be reminded as you leave about God because you left a paper on there that talks about the gospel of Jesus Christ. And if you need door knocking material, I can give that to you. I can send it to you. You can print it out. It's 1 page per house, front and back, and it's very cheap. And so this first video is just going to be on motivating you to understand that you should be sharing the gospel. You need to be telling them about the one church, about Jesus Christ who died for them and rose again, and that he promises to save those who believe and are baptized, to become motivated to go out and try to make disciples, to try to talk with people, to overcome your nervousness. That's what this first video is for, to overcome your nervousness. You have to. You just have to. I get nervous. I've door knocked over 600 houses. I still get nervous. But you know what I think? I'm going to be the best nervous person that there is. Yeah, my heart's beating when I knock on that first house. And guess what? As I walk to the second house, I think I'm glad I got that out of the way. And I feel better about the second house because you don't know these people. But guess what? You can overcome your nervousness and God will be with you. If you're a Christian, a member of the Church of Christ, God will be with you. He can strengthen you. He can prepare you for knocking on that door, to face whatever it is, whatever type of conversation you're going to have, to face the exception or the rejection that a person is going to give to the gospel message when you share it with them. But the first thing that you need to do is make up your mind. Make up your mind that, yeah, you're nervous and you're going to overcome that nervousness. You have to. And you're going to be the best nervous person that there is. So God bless you. Come back again. Tomorrow, we're going to have another video, door knocking tips, door knocking strategies, going out in public, trying to talk with people and start conversations with them, because that's what God wants us to do. And you could do it. I do it. At one time, I didn't do it, but guess what? I overcame my nervousness and I still am overcoming my nervousness. You can overcome through faith in God. You can overcome. God bless you. Thank you for your time. Overcome your nervousness, get motivated, make up your mind this is something that you want to do. You're going to be setting aside time out of your schedule, just as you go out and go to a restaurant, just as you go out and go get gas, go to the grocery store. You need to be setting time aside to go out and go try to teach people. At least give them the opportunity. And it's up to them whether or not they want to take that opportunity. But it's up to you whether or not you're actually going to overcome your nervousness and go out. God bless you. Have a nice day.